This is a public service announcement sponsored by Just Blaze and Rockefeller Records.
Fellow Americans, it is with the utmost pride and sincerity that I present this recording as a living testament and recollection of history in the making during our generation.
Allow me to reintroduce myself. My name is Ho, H to the O-P.
The Clippers enjoyed a big turnaround season last year, Kevin, but one area that they still could use work on is getting wins against other teams in the Pacific Division.
And so it's Milwaukee now. Number 44. Nice open look, but it's no good.
There's no getting around the simple fact that that's a shot he has to knock down.
Lowell, a three-pointer is right on target. Clark, that point you made about the Clippers in the division, just 7-7 for them last year. Steve, they could probably do better this year.
I would think so, although, the Pacific is getting better. When you look at Golden State and Sacramento up north, both faring very well in the draft. Phoenix trying to make a little comeback, too. Clippers, Lakers, Pacific is becoming pretty tough.
And the first shot of the night for him, no good. On offense here, the Bucks. Number 24. Can't connect from short range.
That's kind of a shocker. The defense was there, but it wasn't right in his face. Kind of out of character for him to miss those.
Some nice ball movement by the Clippers. Mirotic drills the three-pointer.
Big mistake not having more defensive pressure on him out there.
Bucks have gone 1 of 3 from the field to start this one so far. Doris Burke has an update for us. Doris?
Hey, Kevin, I was able to talk with head coach of the Clippers for just a moment, and he said, honestly, it's hard to separate these teams on paper. We're similar in so many ways that it's difficult to find an area where one side really has an advantage. He said he wouldn't be surprised if this one was decided by just a few points. Perfect for us, guys.
All right, Doris, thanks. And, guys, when you look at how these teams match up, do you feel this game is up for grabs?
Oh, yeah, no question, Kevin. These teams are mirror images of each other in a lot of ways.
And I think that adds a little extra emotion into the mix when you've got a competitor that's your mirror image. I mean, that always stirs things up a bit.
You know those moments late in games when one shot could win it or lose it for you? And nobody's a better candidate to take that shot than he is. He's a pressure player, cold-blooded in the clutch.
And you know what else? I love how comfortable he is rising up and knocking down jumpers straight off his dribble. He doesn't need a fancy setup to be effective.
And so it's Milwaukee with it. Clippers able to drain the three. Navarro finds himself wide open and drills it. He's got 6. If you're just tuning in, we played about 2.5 minutes here in the first. He feeds it to Fernandez from past the arc, and another 3 for the Clippers. There's 31 seconds left to play in the first. Knocked loose. Launches it. Rebound, Milwaukee. And up the court come the Bucks on the break. Number 24 gets the bucket.
A beautiful finesse move right there. I mean, you've got to love that finger roll finish.
Here's Fernandez. Knocks down the 3 ball. Fernandez has got 9 points.
Since the first tip, he's been red hot from long range. He's in the zone right now.
Navarro. And it's in.
That's got to feel good, ending the quarter on a positive note.
Yeah, you would know that feeling well, my friend, wouldn't you?
Well, it's been a... Well, up to this point, a closely contested game as we start the second quarter. And let's quickly break down the game we've seen from the Clippers, guys.
And I'm just so impressed with the long-range shooting. They have really lit it up from outside.
Yeah, the sharp shooting from deep, a big part of their lead, and they're playing with confidence and shooting it well.
Hits the bucket.
He was not to be denied that time, guys. Fought his way to the glass and came up with the points.
Bucks trail by 5.
The Central Division last year was a bit polarized in terms of Chicago and Indiana way up at the top with Detroit and Cleveland at the bottom, and Milwaukee just ended up getting stuck in the middle.
LA's gone 5 of 10 from downtown tonight. 50% exactly. Slaughter. Wallace covering. So he gets the whistle. Contact on the way up and 2 shots coming up.
Well, sometimes he's worth the price of admission alone for the show he puts on in the air. Some of the biggest slams you're ever going to see.
Yeah, absolutely filthy stuff. Nasty. Just stupid. That's the only way to describe a lot of his dunks. I mean, goes up high and throws it down hard. That's my tribute to you, Kevin.
Thanks, partner. Back to the Bucks with the injury to Bogut, which was early in the season. I think game 11 of the regular year. They fell back in the race, and by the time they made the trade, they just didn't have enough time to, Steve, get back in perhaps.
Yeah, but long term, Kevin, I like what they're doing. Adding Monte Ellis. They drafted John Henson from North Carolina, who's going to be an excellent defensive player. So they've got some strengths, and they've got to continue to build on those and hopefully sneak into the playoffs this year.
For the 3, good.
He can be dangerous from out there. As a matter of fact, he can be lethal. His first from the arc after having none in the first quarter. Keep an eye on him.
Okay, well, let's check in with Doris Burke reporting from our sideline in this game. Doris, take it away.
Thanks, guys. Well, for Mike Conley, it's been a slow but steady climb to realize the potential that was seen in him back when he was taken 4th overall back in 2007. He said the biggest difference from college to the NBA is the fact that you have to make decisions on your own. It's hard to deal with, especially at 19 or 20 years of age. I thought, why didn't I stay in school at least 10 or 20 times that first year in the league? I think what got me mentally and physically right was just being able to play. My motivation is to keep getting better and playing well against these great guys. That's what turned it around for me. Kevin?
Credit him for continuing to work. Thanks, Doris. And up the court come the Bucks on the break. Here's Jasikevicius. Good. It's all knotted up. The Clippers have gone 2 of 5 from the field here in the second quarter, shooting 40%. Out of bounds, Clippers ball as the Clippers keep possession. So both teams changing it up here. This one for 3, and the shot is good.
Boy, these threes are picking them apart. I mean, 4 out of the last 5 shots against them, all uncontested, and all are threes.
Yeah, the defense just looks uninterested right now. I mean, they're not making the effort to challenge these shots.
You almost could see it happening, the Clippers being a playoff-bound team last year with the talent they brought in, and they actually made a splash in the playoffs.
And so he hits both. A tough first-round matchup with the Grizzlies, and they had some injury scares in that one as well, Steve.
Yeah, but they were able to pull that series out in dramatic fashion, winning in Game 7 on the road before getting swept in round 2 by the Spurs. But all in all, a very, very successful year for the Clippers.
And here in the second quarter of action with a hair under 2.5 minutes played so far. Fires, high post. Fernandez with the rebound.
That's a shot that he sometimes struggles with, but you can't fault him for taking it when the defense backs off like that.
Rodriguez. And again, the Clippers good for 2. Bucks trail by 5. That's tipped. Here's Slaughter. Got it off in time, but it's no good. Close game as we wrap up the second quarter.
Now, presented by Sprint.
Coming to you this evening from the 2K Sports Studios, this is the halftime report. The Los Angeles Clippers in front against Milwaukee. The three-point shooting, ridiculous. They're knocking down everything.
Welcome back, everybody. The start of the second half getting underway. Both teams battling hard through the first half. Clippers leading by 5. The pass to Fernandez. Beyond the arc. They get it back. Number 16 hits the jump hook. The Bucks shooting has just been outstanding tonight. 56% as a team in this game.
And this will be the first full year in the backcourt together for Jennings and Ellis. And it's going to be very interesting to see how this small, thin lineup will hold up, especially at the defensive end of the court.
Number 8. A chance there to push it to double digits, but it's off the mark. Bucks trail by 7. Number 9 gets the bucket. Steve, as you said, defensively it might be tough getting stops, but you talk about speed to burn in this backcourt. Clark, both guys can fly.
Yeah, they've got tremendous speed. They get up and down, create a lot of steals defensively, but put pressure on the opponent's defense with the ability to shoot the ball deep and drive it to the rim.
He is so good at working himself into the open spots on the floor inside that three-point line.
And Milwaukee calls their first time out of the game.
Milwaukee made the move to try and get back into the playoffs last season, but ultimately they came up short, in part because they didn't protect their home floor enough.
So both teams making some changes here. 1:49 left to play in the third. Number 20 connects from three-point range. He's got 6.
Those are shots he shouldn't be afraid to take. He can make them.
Back to the Milwaukee Bucks. It wasn't the same intensity from the fear of their days last time when they played at home, and it cost them, Steve.
Well, they were a mediocre team, and that's what average teams do is they go 17-16, which is what the Bucks did a year ago. So they're trying to take that next step. They need more firepower offensively. So we'll see if they can continue to improve that roster.
Third quarter here, over a minute and a half into it. Number 22. And not a good shot for him. They can get better looks than that. Here is Fernandez. He's got 9. From deep. Cannot hit.
Even though he missed that one, great shooters have a way of feeling when they've got enough room to pull the trigger.
Yeah, not enough defensive coverage there to prevent him from firing that time. But, I think if he's open, he's got to let that thing fly.
Bucks passing it around. Goes back up. Number 8. And the Bucks miss again. Clippers leading by 7.
Time running down now at the end of the quarter. They could go 2 for 1 if they decide to.
And I think that's what they need to do if the shot's there.
A little over 2.5 minutes off the clock in this final half of play. Another shot. And he draws body contact. Looked like a blocking foul, and he was in the shooting motion. So he'll head to the free throw line. And he's got his first free throw of the game. That one is off. Both teams deciding to change it up. Good on the second free throw. Right around 3 minutes into the second half. Lowell. And again, it's the Clippers missing. And a great show through 3 quarters as we enter the fourth. Who will carry the day? The Clippers on top, leading by 6. And we'll get it going after this from... And thanks again for joining us. Let's see what happens here in the fourth. And now our sideline reporter Doris Burke has a report on our Sprite uncontainable game. Hi, Doris.
Well, Kev, the Clippers come away with the uncontainable game. You can see the fire that they are playing with, everyone from the starters to the bench. You have to think that they'll hold on to this lead and close out the game.
Thanks again, Doris. Comes up empty down low. Clippers leading by 6. Mirotic. And it's off from three-point range. Gone 1 of 4 from the field. He'd better get going. From the arc. That is good.
Guys, he's really shot the ball well. It's definitely not his fault they find themselves trailing in this one.
From the high post. No good. And Milwaukee will come the other way. Fourth quarter just getting started. 1 minute in the books. The Clippers shooting in this game 45%. Shoots a three and blocked. And up the court come the Bucks on the break. They get a hand on it. Clock at 6. Down low. Offensive rebound. Number 44. And that one's good.
Well done finishing that one off.
And the Clippers call time here. They're leading by 1:33 left in the fourth quarter of this one. And let's get this update now from Doris Burke, who's across the way on the sideline.
Thank you, Kevin. The head coach of the Clippers had some words for his team over the break. With the game hanging in the balance, he tried to give his players some added motivation, saying, quote, "This is the time, guys. Right now. Be in this moment. Do your job, and we'll get the win." Back to you.
And as always, Doris, thank you. That's good.
Another open look hits bottom from outside.
Yeah, and that's 3 of their last 5 makes from beyond the arc.
Number 14. And the jumper from down low is good.
And now the crowd really getting into it.
Listen to that.
It is shaking in here, guys. Absolutely insane.
Mirotic. It's good from beyond the arc.
He's had an off game thus far, but his team has been able to pick up the slack and find a way to get it done here.
44 seconds left in the fourth quarter. Number 9. Good. What a beautiful shot to bring him to within 3. 2 points here might be all the cushion they need.
Now, you'd think so. I mean, this game is theirs for the taking.
Number 8. No good on the 3.
Tell you what, the defense has nothing to worry about out there with him shooting. I mean, he can't dial it in from deep this half at all.
So it's both teams making substitutions here. The Bucks have gone 4 of 8 in this fourth quarter, shooting an even 50% from the field. Nails it! And what a sensational bucket to bring them within 1.
Came through there with a key basket.
Yeah, that was huge, stepping up when it matters most.
Yeah, you can't let them pound the ball and just milk those precious seconds away.
No other option here but to foul and hope for a few misses at the line.
And an intentional foul right there. And he doesn't get the first one to fall. And he does get the second one. And that will put them up by 2. Timeout called the Bucks. They're down by 2. 15 seconds left to play in the final quarter. 15 seconds left to play here in the fourth. Number 24. It's good! He has tied up this game. Oh, what a shot.
Well, it's been a long battle, but they have finally gotten the game even again.
Yeah, you wonder, though. I mean, battling back like that sometimes can give you a mental edge, but other times maybe you've used too much energy to get all the way back, so we'll see.
Regulation is ended, and we're heading to overtime. And we'll be back right after this. Well, if you're just joining us, the intensity has really heated up in this one. As we watch this one go now to overtime. Tip-off goes to Milwaukee. And no shortage of excitement here, and we're officially underway in overtime in this game. Stolen. Mirotic. Here's Reyes. Misses from close range.
Once he had to change the shot because of the hand in his face, you knew he wasn't going to make it.
Number 24 takes the lead. And the Bucks lead by 2.
What a great possession, guys. Got a really good look there.
Mirotic buries it from three-point range.
9 straight points for them off of wide open looks from deep. Something has to change for this deep.
Yeah, they're just giving up too many easy shots out there. They've got to close out harder, get a hand up, make him put it on the floor.
And they will call over the back on the play.
Well, that's an aggressive play trying to get that rebound. Maybe a little too aggressive.
And it was totally unnecessary, Steve. He was in no position to get to that ball. He should have just conceded.
Number 8 and out of bounds as the Bucks gain possession. Overtime still getting started here, just about a minute in. The shot is off.
That's terrific defense right there to prevent from converting in close.
Fernandez fires the 3. They get the rebound. Second shot opportunity. Connects.
He hushed him up with that shot.
Well, a huge bucket there to stifle the crowd. You're right.
It's like they're stunned. I mean, they don't know what to think.
Number 9. Count it. And that shot brings them to within just 1.
Yeah, saw just a little bit of daylight and went right to the rim.
He dishes it to Fernandez. From deep. Gets it to go.
Simply said, it's going to take a much better effort than that, son, on a shooter like him.
The Bucks shooting it up around 51%. They're getting good looks. Number 24. No good.
Well, that's certainly not who I expected to corral that rebound.
2-second difference between shot clock and game clock. Fernandez. That's good. And it's a 6-point Clipper lead.
Just cruising to the finish line.
Yeah, and barring something catastrophic happening, it looks like they'll go home with a nice victory here.
Navarro defended by Fernandez. Number 24. The Clippers grab the miss, and so they foul intentionally. He drops the first one, and that makes it a 7-point lead. And his second attempt at the line, no good. Kept alive, the double clutch. No good on the layup.
Boy, he blew the easy 2 by profile, trying to look good. That's a bad decision and poor execution.
So the Clippers with the win. Clark, what a game.
Yeah, they kept their cool, stayed with the game plan, and that's why they came out on top.
And now for Clark Kellogg, Steve Kerr, and Doris Burke, this is Kevin Harlan thanking you for joining us tonight in our presentation of NBA on 2K Sports. Now our Jordan Player of the Game.